Doing cost-effective outreach in workforce development is not easy. There are so many stakeholders, and with that comes so many logos, messages, and many systems that are all trying to come together and can really confuse the customer.
There are many different entities involved in workforce development and building the talent for a state, and so one of the challenges of the state board is to bring those stakeholders together, and what we've tried to do is to discover common issues that they all have. And for example, whether you work for the Department of Human Services or whether you work for a state technical college, the end goal is that your student or your client will get a job.
Mm-hmm. What we see across the country when we work with stakeholders in the workforce investment system is a lot of focus on managing their staff, their budgets, and their operational structure, and all of that's mission critical, but very little time on strategic communications. So I asked them, what good is all of that effort if no one knows who you are and what you do?
I think one of the problems we're having is that we are able to get the message to the choir, but we're struggling getting the message to the unemployed, to the lengthily unemployed people. And that's an area where I think full capacity marketing can continue to help us as to how we work through that part of it so that we find the people that, for more or less reasons of being scared, afraid to move, afraid to do anything, but to reach those people and get them into a retraining program of something to help them to regain some confidence and get some skills to apply and be able to seek employment again.
So as we think about communication challenges for workforce boards, there are several, and I think one of the things all of us should wake up and realize is in the middle of a national recession, workforce boards and the workforce system were not on the front of everybody's mind and not on every job seeker's lips, and we should be. And so that to me is probably one of the presenting issues. We served millions of people last year. We put hundreds of thousands of kids in jobs, and I don't think 1 in 10 of the taxpayers in this country has any idea that happened. And when you're unknown, you don't get funded. And if you don't get funded, there are no services to provide. And so I think we have to figure out how to make what we do relevant and communicate it clearly, and I think that's the challenge we all are having to climb over the next couple of years. We're really looking to reinvent rapid response and trying to understand what our value proposition was and really how to be more effective in our outreach, because we had the classic government problem. We had a really good service and nobody knew about it. And we were wasting opportunity and missing opportunity to serve our community, and full capacity really closed that gap with us. And so we built a suite of materials and
dealing with the workforce investment board's branding. We had kind of a stale look and stale approach to our customer base, and even kind of a sometimes not even really knowing who our customer should be, and hired full capacity marketing to better have, from an outside view, look at who are our customers, who we want our customers to be, and how do we communicate to those customers what we have to offer them. And then also look at some of our systems and our tools, and from an outsider's point of view, give us kind of look at where maybe some unknown weaknesses we have, maybe some unknown strengths that we're not capitalizing on, and help kind of organize our efforts in areas of rapid response, and how all of our partners have consistent messaging within our one-stop system. So a number of areas we've looked to full capacity marketing to help out.
We had a good brand, and as we said many times before, we know what it is, but the general public didn't. So we use full capacity to rebrand our product, make sure that we show the direct linkage between what our board does and what our Job Link Career Centers, our one-stop centers, do.
We hired full capacity marketing to help us with our annual report. We were on a time crunch and we needed to get it done quickly, we needed it done quality, we needed a report that we could ensure would be read and not just a compliance document, and so we hired full capacity marketing, and they did a tremendously professional job.
Full capacity marketing has helped us with doing a national campaign to tell policymakers and the administration in Washington, these are the decision makers to help them understand what the nation's workforce system does.
Great.
So we hired full capacity marketing to help us with a lot of issues. And actually, frankly, we hired them to help us with issues that we didn't completely understand. And one of the things that happened is, in our work with full capacity marketing, very much like the firm's name, full capacity. They helped us understand some of the things we needed. I think one of the things that was key to the interaction was full capacity provided advice, but they didn't sort of step over what it is they thought we needed. And so we had very much a listening partnership where they would listen to what we needed, and came in with sort of an interest and an intensity around serving our community. And so it was an easy match to say, these are the things we're trying to do, not sure how to get there, and full capacity helped us close that gap. We served millions of people last year. We put hundreds of thousands of kids in jobs, and I don't think 1 in 10 of the taxpayers in this country has any idea that happened. And when you're unknown, you don't get funded. And if you don't get funded, there are no services to provide. And so I think we have to figure out how to make what we do relevant and communicate it clearly, and I think that's the challenge we all are having to find for the next couple of years.
For an annual report that we have continued to refer to over the last couple of years is we have continued to develop documents and strategic plans. One thing that really helped in that annual report was it helped us to organize the work that we do so that we can talk about it in terms that's easy to understand.
Bottom line, they get the job done when they say they're going to deliver it and do it on time. That's the best part of it. They're a pleasure to work with. They're very creative, and they really work hard to make sure that they listen to what the customer needs. They don't come in with a set product.
Gone from a free to a fee-based membership as a result of the website. We've gone from about 20 volunteers to over 80 members.
Would fully recommend full capacity marketing because they were on time, on budget, and exceeded expectations.
Marketing is an art. You have to build your image. You have to be able to tell your stories. And full capacity marketing does it better than anybody else I know.
Attentive. You need a partner that will listen to you with what you need, because it is not about what the partner wants. It's about what you need and what your organization needs. So full capacity is skilled, they're attentive, and I think the other is innovative. And that's an overused word, but together we did several things that we had never done before. And I found an openness in full capacity to talk about, here's a different way we might do it. Here's a way that we might change things that have been done by full capacity in the past, but adapted in a way that made sense for us.
They're professional, they're successful, and they're dependable.
It's so rare to find a partner, to find a contractor who has a couple of critical skills. They need to have some resonance and understanding of the market and why you exist. And we found that very easily with full capacity marketing. My number one purpose is to serve my community, and everything else comes after that. And so that was an easy conversation with full capacity marketing, to talk about, look, the things we do are driven first by community need. I need a partner who's very good at what they do, and full capacity is very good at what they do. And so part of it is, I don't want to have to teach them new things. I don't want to have to go to extra work because they don't understand their business. Full capacity marketing will deliver you an effective communication vehicle that you can count on, that will be professional, that will convey your message. And you won't waste your time fighting about what's the right way, how do you convey it to your community. You will find a very strong partnership, a listening partnership where full capacity will help you understand what the partnership should be, what the message should be, and how it fits for your needs. So we found them to be an excellent partner.
The funniest stories was a workforce board. The name will remain anonymous. But I asked the gentleman on the board, tell me, Workforce Investment Board, who are you, what you do? Oh my gosh, there were so many acronyms that came out of the next two sentences. It would confuse anybody in terms of trying to understand the work and focus of a Workforce Investment Board. We had a great laugh afterwards, and he's got a good elevator speech now. I can't imagine you finding a more passionate company about workforce development who has the expertise to really be able to tell a story. We love doing that. I mean, that's what we do every day, and I love getting up and going to work in the morning.
easy to do business with, and results driven, very results driven.
Knowledgeable, creative, and results driven. They do that on a day in, day out basis, and the best you can use.